Welcome back to the Get Up Girl podcast. I am your host and your gal, Joanna Vargas. And thank you so much for either listening on your favorite podcast app, or if you'd like to watch and you're a visual person, you can hop over to Facebook. I'm on YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn, Joanna Vargas Official. And you can watch the videos there as well. I do go live. Quick little thing in case you did notice on my Facebook or any other places, I was scheduled to go live with Patrick, my fiance, and he and we tried 3 times actually to go live and it just wasn't working. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a solo show and I'm going to share the 3 things that I have already learned in less than 3 weeks of 2023. If you're listening to this in real time, I'm recording this right now. It is January 18th. So we're 18 days in. It's not even 3 weeks. And I wanted to share some huge discoveries, some huge awarenesses and ahas that I've had already for this year. And the first thing is consistency is so important. Consistency is key. I know we've heard that a gazillion, million, trillion times. And that's the foundation when we're trying to figure out like the ways of life and how do we get to where I would like to be and how do I find happiness and freedom? It's consistency. And I'm going to be sharing my story a lot more this year. My word for this year is teach. So I do want to teach my story and share it more and more. But a little bit, the cliff notes of my story is I should be dead right now, many times over and over. I probably would have chosen death many, many times. And I know now that I did not choose death because the consistency of my tenaciousness, the consistency of my desire to wish to know different and more, the consistency of my curiosity, the consistency of showing up and getting back up again and getting back up again and getting back up again, the consistency of it. And many of us say, oh, you know what, when you get knocked down, you get back up. But yeah, the consistency though, when you get knocked down a second time, do you quit or give up? Or get knocked down the third time, do you give up? I know I think about the movie Rockies. Gosh, how many Rockies are there? There's 7 of them now with the Creed. And with the Creed movies, those are so good, by the way. So highly, highly recommend them. How many times does Rocky get knocked down? And the consistency of him getting back up and up again, and the popularity of the movies because he keeps getting back up and the comeback story. And it's really the underlining theme is consistency. So what I've seen with 2023 is that the consistency of this year is playing a big role, and the consistency of me choosing me over the last 15 years of working my annual plans. If this is your first time here, maybe you've been here a few times, this annual plan that I teach and also choose to do every year, I've done this for the past 15 plus years. I got to look back and go, gosh, how long has it been? But the consistency of choosing it every year, the consistency of looking at it every single day, 365 days times 15 years, that's a lot of days. And I've noticed that the consistency I see in people that I'm around or people that ask me questions is they'll do it once or they'll do it 1 year or they'll do it 2 years or they'll do it every other year, and they choose to believe and know and think that that is enough and my life hasn't changed enough. It's like the consistency over and over and over again. Nobody ever said, hey, brush your teeth every other day, brush your teeth until you're 7 years old, brush your teeth for 20 years, brush your teeth just in the morning, just choose when you'd like to brush your teeth and your teeth will be clean. No, the consistency of brushing your teeth is twice a day or more times a day and flossing consistently, consistently, consistently. Brushing your teeth is not a choice of here or there. Now, it is a choice. You can do that, and most likely your teeth will not be as clean as somebody that consistently brushes their teeth. This is brushing your teeth. Choosing you, choosing your life is brushing your teeth. It's consistent. And that's what I've noticed 18 days for me. It's like, wow, the consistency of Joanna. Great job for the last 15 plus years. And Joanna, 18 days in, you're already cracking a little bit. So that's the first thing that I am aware of. The second thing of what I've learned this year already in 18 days is what you celebrate gets repeated. What you focus on expands. What you're looking at gets bigger and bigger. So celebrate, like I just did. I patted myself on the back. Celebrate what you've chosen thus far. Celebrate who you be already. Celebrate what you chose on January 1st or today or last year. Celebrate that. Celebrate that you brushed your teeth this morning. Celebrate that you're watching this video right now. Celebrate it. Just like as if a 4-year-old came in here and they're playing Little League, what are we going to do? We're going to celebrate them. It's so interesting to me that we celebrate children so blatantly large. I mean, it's loud. We celebrate them. And what's the year? I like to ask people this. What year do you think that we stop celebrating people? And for me, I think it's around 8 or 9. About 8 or 9, it's like, okay, you're not as cute anymore. And we kind of send them off in the sunset. That was my experience. Like I was so celebrated. Hey, Jen, consistency of continuing. Good nugget. Yeah, I just got a comment right here from Jen. Shout out to Jen Galden. Yeah, the consistency. But I'm going to go back to the second thing is what you celebrate gets repeated. So we celebrate young children. Be aware of how you talk to young children as compared to a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 45-year-old, a 55-year-old. Do we celebrate them as much as we celebrate young children? So what if we celebrated ourselves? Celebrated people around us, celebrated things, events, as if they're 4 years old making a home run on the, little field as they're playing Little League. It's the same thing. And last thing on this, celebrate what we celebrate gets rewarded, gets bigger, expands, is you've heard of when a woman, mostly women, when they post their engagement, it's called something on Instagram, but they called it like the engagement algorithm, meaning you can get 10 likes, you might get 20 likes on a photo. And this has nothing to do with likes. I'm just using this as an example, but you get the energy of what I'm saying. And then all of a sudden, the woman posts the photo of her with her engagement ring, and she gets, 300 likes. The algorithm goes up through the roof because we celebrate engagements. We celebrate when people are getting married. And I wonder what we can change on this planet if we celebrated in that nature everything else that we do in life. Like when a person opens up a new business, does that algorithm go through the roof and like celebrate that person? Celebrate, you're such an amazing badass. Heck yeah, work that business. The same celebration that we do when somebody gets engaged to get married. So what we celebrate gets repeated. So celebrate your one-page plan. Celebrate what you chose on January 1st all the way to January 18th. Celebrate that. Celebrate who you be today, and it'll get repeated. The celebration will get repeated. What you do gets repeated. What you're choosing, your consistency gets repeated. That's the second thing that I'm aware of. I'm like, wow, okay, I've been focusing on what I haven't been doing, and I'm going to celebrate what I have been choosing so that I can repeat that I'm choosing it over and over again. Third thing that I'm aware of thus far, January 18th. Now, if you're listening to this a couple weeks later, even a month later, a year later, it doesn't matter. This is a huge awareness. Everybody lean in. The energy has already changed. Energetically, the energy has changed. I was driving yesterday and it hit me. Gosh, it's January 17th or whatever it was. And it feels like June, the energy of it. Because isn't there an energy around June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd? Like there's an energy. There's a lot of texts and there's a lot of like, yay, we're going to do this. And a lot of here we go energy. And we got this. It's like a lot of Super Bowl, come on, come back, Rocky energy. And it tends to die down. And I noticed that even my DMs changed. I noticed that my text started changing. Me, people texting and DMing me, like there was a difference of energy. On January 2nd, no lie, I had so many DMs of people, hey, when's your next workshop? When's your next this? Hey, let's set up an appointment. Hey, let's have coffee so that we can talk about business. I got a lot of more of that. And then all of a sudden it went, "Mwah." And what I'm aware of is that I think we get like a hair up our butt and we're like, oh my God, I'm going to do all this. And then it just starts to die down. So I'm aware of that and noticing, where am I choosing this, Joanna? Where am I choosing the yay? And then it just went down. I'm like, wow, I wonder if I woke up every day as if it was January 2nd. I wonder what I can create in my life if I woke up every day as if it was December 30th and I'm coming up to the end of the year. I wonder what I could choose and how I can get to what I would like in my life even faster than I already am. Oh, Jen says, this is good. Yeah, thanks, son. She also says, celebration leads to expansion. My word is expand this year, and I'm celebrating all my wins and lessons. Woo, Jen, this is great. Patrick's word for 2022 was expand. And I heard this last week. So I'm going to share it because I'm being called to share this. Most of us expand outward. And what if we expanded upward? Woo, that's good. I'm going to say that one more time. Many of us expand outward and we take it within us and we go out. But what if we expand upward and level up? So I wonder if anybody out there, their word is also expand, or I would like to expand my business, or I would like to, et cetera, et cetera. Because even last year when Patrick told me, I visually saw this. And until I heard expand up, I now visually see it up instead of outward. That was huge for me. I had a big mic drop moment when I heard that on a podcast and from one of my mentors. I was like, damn, that is phenomenal, because I would like to expand up rather than out. Think about a skyscraper. A skyscraper, they build up, they don't build out, they go up, up higher. You want the penthouse, you want to be higher, you're going to have a better view rather than out, and it's a one-story building. I mean, when you think about all the analogies that way, so many takeaways for 2023. Let's review them. The three biggest things that I've learned thus far. First thing is consistency is key. Yes, I know we've heard it a gazillion, million, trillion times. And let's start to get this, that consistency everywhere. Not consistency of the things that we're choosing that will increase us and level up, but what about the consistency of the thoughts we're choosing? We consistently think that. We consistently tell this story. We consistently choose the people that we're talking to. What about if it's the other consistencies as well? And I'm looking for the word, but the compound effect that we create with the consistency that we choose, the compound effect of the thoughts we're choosing, the compound effect that the thoughts that we're allowing, they're not even our thoughts. We're just picking up thoughts. Those aren't ours. Most of them are not ours, but the consistency of taking them and wearing them over and over again is not ours, and it's not true. Second thing is, what we celebrate gets repeated. And the third thing is noticing how the energy has already dropped, has already changed, and how can I choose to live as if it's January 2nd every day. If I woke up and it's August 15th and I acted like it was January 2nd, and I say second because after the first, we're celebrating. There's something about the second where we start to like go, all right, it's serious now. Let me start calling some people and making some meetings. And I wonder if we chose to live like that every day. Thank you so much for listening. I truly and truly appreciate every single one of you for either watching or listening. And it is your choice. Remember, we always have a choice to choose whatever we wish in our lives. And if this spoke to you and you would like to choose my annual planning workshop, it's this Sunday, January 22nd. If you're listening to this in real time, I think on podcasts, this would have already passed, but I am having another workshop on January 29th, Sunday. And it is entitled, gosh, what is it titled? Unhide your voice. That's what it's titled. So if you're wishing to speak and unhide you and just unhide your business and unhide all of you and be all of you that you wish to be, that is on January 29th. And just DM me on Instagram if you're interested at Joanna Vargas Official. Thank you. I love you dearly. Remember, energetically bring those walls and barriers down, energetically expand up, out, 360, all around, get energetically bigger. And I will see you next time. Love you all. Joanna Vargas here on the Get Up